Alright. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? We've got Showtime in the bottom right side here. It is the quarterfinals of the double elimination final bracket in Maestros of the game. And he's going to be playing a PvP up against, of course, the King of Protoss right now, Mr. Classic, the king of especially PvT and PvZ, who's been looking very good. Unfortunately, for whatever reason, his camera feed wasn't working for me. We'll try and bring that one up after this game. My lovely wife, who has helped us set up the production for this event in a hurry. We didn't know that the schedule had been pushed forward an hour, and despite being on holiday over in the UK, we got to an Airbnb last night, and we've just managed to set up some impromptu production to try and cover this event. We're going to be here for a few weeks as a kind of base of operations. We're doing road trips from and the like. Production's going to be a bit lower. Quality's going to be a little bit lower during that time, but I figure there's good StarCraft going on. I want to cast it. I want to put some videos out, and I hope you guys won't mind. Might be experimenting. I've got a monitor coming tomorrow, so we might be able to go up to like 1440p, 2K starting from tomorrow. But we'll see how it goes. For now, let's talk about the games. Showtime, down here in the bottom right side, has got 2-gate Cybercore. What do we got? 2 Adepts there, 2 Stalkers. Stargate does come up for Showtime. Okay, so 2 Adept Stargate up against 2 Stalker. Now, what's interesting is neither side has really full scouted, right? Classic is scouting for proxies, because he scouted, he saw no expansion, and he said, well, if you're not expanding, you're doing a one-base play. So he's expecting proxy robo. He's countering with his own robo at home. Very good play, but it's a gamble. And gambling is often what happens when players aren't doing one-gate expands constantly. I think this plays out very well for Showtime, as long as he can defend the counter, and that's going to be the interesting point, because he is going 3rd and 4th Adept, and that's maybe not as good. He's going so many harassment units against a Classic who's just building Stalkers. He's just making a Robo. He's going to go for a Prism and a 3rd Gateway. He will do a big push. Will Showtime be able to handle it? He's building up to 27 workers. Showtime builds a Nexus. I have a feeling he's going to have to cancel that bad boy, as we do see these Adept Shades going past, trying to get into the main base. Good cancel there. And as I said, Warp Prism's already on the way. Now, he's built a shield battery in the wall off. He's not built one in the mineral line. So that Oracle's going to be coming out soon. If there's no shield battery in the mineral line by about 320, I say he's in big trouble, because the Stalkers are getting distracted by the Adepts. Classic, he's kind of branching out. He's sending a probe forward to try and proxy a forward gateway. Cancels the battery in his wall off, but there's no battery here, and that Oracle is heading across the map. These Adepts are going to shade backwards to the Watchtower. Problem, did those Stalkers get lured into the path of the Oracle? The answer is almost, but not quite. Oracle steers by, going into a mostly undefended main base. Only 1 sentry here. There's a Stalker about to pop out. And oh my lordy. Okay. Oracle's going to go after that probe. He gets 3-4. Not bad. Very good first drive-by for Showtime. Problem, Showtime's still probing and thinking about putting a Nexus, but he changes his mind and builds a Robo. Exactly the correct call. He's already going to lose a pylon in the low ground. He needs to build another pylon on the high ground to not get supply blocked. His Oracle up here did do some damage, and he only built 1. That's good. If you go double Oracle, it's so hard to defend the counter attack. But right now, Showtime's up 9 workers. He can afford to lose a pylon. He's still got Adepts on the other side as well, which, if you don't battery those, they could get in, and joining up with the Oracle could do crazy damage. Adepts slide into the main. I don't think he was expecting for them to get in. Otherwise, Showtime might have gone in with the Oracle at the same time. And there we go. Oracle does come in from that left, but a little bit late on the Oracle. Only gets 1 probe with the Oracle, 2 with the Adepts. Nonetheless, economic advantage is massive, but Showtime, he's trying to build Phoenix now to counter the Warp Prism. You can also, of course, disable the Immortals with the Phoenix. No Sentry available for him, so he can't trap these units, of course, with the Warp Prism. Even if he could, they could just get picked up to safety. Warp Prism is their 3rd gateway, or I guess now a replacement 2nd gateway being built in the back. And yeah, Classic's realizing, look, if I can snipe this gate while rebuilding my probes at home, I can expand behind this and transition. And the scary thing is if Showtime goes out with like multiple Phoenix and gets rid of your Prism, picks up your Immortal. Oh, he's going to pick up the Immortal and focus it. You can't pick up while it's lifted by the Phoenix. And it does go down. Nice move with that Phoenix lift. The Force Fields tried to protect it for Classic. Not quite enough there as well. And 1 Stalker goes down. Ooh, those Stalkers have to get pushed back. Stalkers and Prism hanging around. The Stalker Sentry dancing forwards. These Stalkers trying to do what they can. That gateway, Classic wants that gateway so hard. I like it though. Showtime gets the energy recharge out. I like that Showtime's kind of bullying right now, and honestly, there's not many force fields available. He might be able to push down this ramp. Ooh, 4 Stalkers do get trapped. Showtime with some pretty good pickups though. ferries those units back to the high ground. I think with the Phoenix as well, he could do really, really well. There is still an Oracle on the other side of the map. He's going to come in and say, nah, no expansion for you, idiot. Does take out the probe. No chance to the Nexus. Meanwhile, fighting still going on at the ramp. The Prism Immortal's going to come down here. There is an Immortal for Classic. Was he just hanging out on the map this whole time? I was wondering where that Immortal went. Oh, man. Classic forgot about his Immortal this whole time. A huge mistake. And the Phoenix, that's the problem. Phoenix lifts on Immortals are huge, but Recall saves it. No, it doesn't. It barely goes down. Dropping it so the Immortal could get another shot off was actually a genius move there by Showtime. I think it was conscious, right, guys? Maybe you guys caught it. I'm not sure, because obviously if it just ran out, not really genius, but fortuitous. But I think he actually cancelled the drop on the Phoenix to get that Immortal shot in. Stalker's getting chased down, as is the Prism. I don't think one Stalker can stop this. Oh, wow. Huge damage, and Showtime playing a really good opening this game. Classic. Thought he was getting proxied, but read the play wrong. Why is MaxPax not participating? There is a LAN finals, guys. This is the Maestros event, man. Hosted by Comeback TV and the lovely French community funding it. 25,000 euro tournament culminating in a 4-player LAN single day over there in Paris. So obviously MaxPax doesn't go to live events, so he can't play. I'm not. This is just me guessing. I haven't heard any news about MaxPax in this tournament. I don't think he would even sign up though if he knows that it's for a LAN event, right? But if he did, they would probably say, yeah, you can't play. You can't sit with us. Because remember, guys, StarCraft community are a whole bunch of Regina Georges, a whole bunch of mean girls, and we don't like it when you don't show up to LAN tournaments. You're essentially wearing the wrong pants. Sentry Immortal going to be pulling back on this side. We've got the Immortal Stalker still building at home here. Showtime's on 2 base against 1. I think he should fight out here. I think Showtime's instincts are going to be build batteries and sit back here, but I think if he sits out there, it's actually even better for him. Just because I think he has more everything. So I think just fighting in the open where you can't get like terrain screwed by force fields and your opponent take a really good concave and stuff is kind of key. That being said, Classic's pretty desperate, right? Four Immortals for both sides. If Classic can somehow zone Showtime's Immortals, that'd be good. Showtime is going to hug the batteries and play that very defensive style. He's got the Prism, so I think it should work out for him. But I think when you have more numbers, generally meeting in the open is just, you know, it removes the chance of something wonky happening with the terrain. Here we go, big fight. Classic pushes in. Prism. Oh, that Prism took big damage. Honestly, I'd love to see more Phoenix being built here. That Prism is just so vulnerable. And Phoenix, you don't even need to target them on it. You know, if you get 2 Phoenix out, you just click them past and they will shoot that down. That is a lot of Adepts. Oh my gosh. He's going to go for it, man. No. Oracle does turn on its laser. There was a few Adepts on an Oracle in the main. Prism pickups have been really good for Showtime, but he almost loses one. These Immortals in the middle. One of them's going to go down for Showtime. Force Field does trap a few of Classic's units. The Oracle joins in the fray. There are so few units that shoot up for Classic, and remember, he's on 1 base right now. Showtime just has the numbers. I love the Oracles dancing in and out. That one Stalker unable to stop it. Showtime, just a really good defense of his expand. GG, well played. Alright guys, Showtime down here in the bottom left. That was a nice game 1. And he's going to scout this time. He says, yeah, okay, I got away with no scout last game. Everything worked out. This time, let's go for the scout. Whilst Classic is not scouting at all. Remember last game he scouted, saw no expansion with the late scout, and then went looking for proxies. And it looks like he's going for, this looks like a proxy scout timing. Sorry, not a proxy scout timing, but a proxy timing that he's moving out with this. Of course, Showtime's going to harass the minerals, be a bit annoying. He's going to go, oi, got your minerals, idiot. Obviously, that's a mistake. You're not meant to steal the minerals, guys, because now you can't harass by occupying those mineral patches anymore. Okay. Straight for the proxy. I mean, I'd say Stargate, but he could easily go Robo. I think 1 base Robo is a very good build, especially if you proxy it in a 3rd gateway out on the map. Now, Showtime, I would love to see him play Stalkers and the like. He sees no 2nd pylon at home, so it's obvious that he's being proxied. And there's going to be 2 Adepts and a Warp Gate. Into Stargate? No. Oh, two Adepts, Warp Gate, Robo. Okay, yeah, fair call, fair call. Okay, so Robo is going to go down, and it's going to be defensive Robo and 2 Adepts for Showtime. So completely mirrored builds. Only difference, Classic has a lot of important infrastructure on the map. If he loses a fight, Showtime gets out here, clears up this proxy. It's a massive, often game-ending advantage. Probe's going to be dancing around the front. A couple of Stalkers there for Classic. What's going on, man? Just straight up one more pylon. He's not proxying a third gateway, interestingly. This probe will be going down. Does feel like, you know, Classic's playing Showtime. It wouldn't be crazy for Showtime to try and play Oracle after Adept 2 games in a row. That's a very Showtime thing to do. Let's get his shield battery up. Stalker kind of hiding behind the wall off. And those Adepts do cancel at the last second. These Adepts coming forward cancels the Shade wisely. You do not want those to get intercepted. Speaking of which, they will get intercepted here, and they move a bit too close, which means one of those Adepts will, if not go down, at least take massive damage. He tries to Warcraft 3 body block it, but it does get out. Almost dead. Almost dead. 3 hit points. Okay, so Stalkers are out. He's gone Immortal first, which is really interesting. He's recalled his own Adepts. Looks like he lost one of his Adepts over at the wall off. A force field came down, so first blood. Just being a pylon shield battery cancel for Showtime whilst an Adept has died. Oh, Showtime, watch out, mate! Okay, there's not many Stalkers. Never mind, it's fine. I think Classic is still worried about an Oracle. Now he sees the Prism, I believe he saw that. And these Adepts, of course, are going to get ferried inside. Classic's playing ultra slow here. He's making more sentries, and he's just waiting to ambush this drop. Showtime's the kind of guy you expect to maybe reset to expanding at some point here, but he's not. He's building batteries on his main. And that's actually not a great investment. If he could cancel this battery, that would be really good, but it's 200 minerals, not quite down the drain, but not very effective. You know, he's now thinking, oh, I should move out and hold my natural, but he's invested a bunch of minerals in that high ground. He needs to keep pumping Immortals, and he needs to get this Prism back before the fight happens, because you have to be able to pick up and save your units from force fields. Hallucinated Phoenix, just a bit of vision, a little bit of vision. Oh, Showtime, pull back, go home, Showtime. Oh wait, he's gonna go for it. He's gonna try and just hold in the main with mass shield battery force fields. Oh, Classic with a huge blunder, but Showtime doesn't catch it. He only gets one Adept. He should have caught more. I mean, the Prism was nearby. Dude, look at that, Prism Assault. Oh, absolute Chad gamer. Of course, the Immortals have dropped over there. They're gonna take out the Robo. But dude, look at this positioning. These force fields are ruining Showtime. Showtime trying to go for the counterattack, costing him big time. He's going to try and drop these Immortals on the Immortal of Classic. No, he's going to recall back because he knows otherwise he's overwhelmed. Without the Prism, he's just getting wrecked here. Oh, that Origin Point Immortal, he barely saves it in time. Oh, it's getting focused. Oh my gosh. Good pickups on both sides, but I think Showtime loses one first. Classic's Immortals are within one shot. Okay, one of Classic's Immortals does go down as well. But the Immortals of Showtime viciously wounded. His supply is up a lot, though. He's up 5 drones, or probes, I should say. He did kill 2 pylons, depowered the Robo, which means right now he's building more power units. Whereas Classic is not. And you know, Classic's so worried about this double Immortal drop that you can tell Showtime wants to go for you. He's going to drop Immortals on his face, is Mr. Showtime. He wants to be landing Immortal hits on the enemy Immortals. I mean, there's not much of an answer. Oh, Classic's got, yeah, great force field for Classic. Holding those units back and then just engaging the Adepts, because these Immortals couldn't afford to drop on their own. He unloaded the Immortal, saves only one of the Adepts, and that was a really good fight for Showtime, for Classic, sorry, in a very desperate situation. He's got a Nexus and a Stargate. He's going to go Phoenix and expand, and against a guy whose whole army is Immortals. I mean, he's only got one Gateway as well. That is actually probably a game-winning move. I think that fight was excellent. I think if Showtime managed to sneak his dropout or, you know, something like that, it might have been different. But because he committed to the fight and then chased too hard down the ramp, it's really hard for Showtime. Yes, he's up in army supply, but there's such a big delay on these gateways kicking in. And look at the way Classic is pinning him. These Immortals just going to keep threatening to come in. This is genius play for Classic. Showtime is going to expand. He's still up 5 workers, so I think expanding is a good play. Like, he doesn't have to play this like an all-in, and I think the longer you go without doing that, the better it is, because Phoenix and Void Rays aren't really long-term units. He does cancel the Void Ray, thankfully, and builds a Phoenix instead. There is already one Phoenix out. Showtime, do you have recall? He used it before. I don't know if it's available. It's not. He's going to lose the Prism. Yeah. He does not want to get these guys caught. Recall. Oh. Okay, they do get out. The Prism goes down to the Phoenix. More shield batteries going down. Showtime building a Twilight Council. Better long-term tech compared to the Stargate, but these two Phoenix vicious against the Immortals. I don't know if Classic can push though. I think Classic has to actually expand and take a third of his own, just because 5 Immortals is ridiculous. Like, how do you attack into that? Lots of long distance mining. Only 8 workers still in the main base. Jeez. Same for Classic, no doubt. Classic's a little slower to mine out his main because he built less workers. Yeah. But he's obviously overtaken now. Classic's ahead in this game. I would say he's in a good position, but I think whoever secures the faster third has a overall better spot. And you can see Blink's coming in now for Showtime, but it's pretty late. Many Stalkers ready though. He knows the double Immortal drop's a threat. And the thing is, 2 Immortals and a Prism beats the heck out of 6 Stalkers even. Like, they're full hit points. There is a battery that can heal a little bit. The danger is, of course, for Classic, hey, there could be a warp and you could get caught here. And he commits! Mad Lad Classic. Oh my gosh. But what does he lose? Nothing. 4 Stalkers, guys. 5. 5 Stalkers for hit points on a Prism. There's literally like almost 1,000 resources of value. That is crazy. Now remember, sentries aren't light anymore. This used to be a good move. I don't think you can kill it with a single lift anymore. He's gonna get a kill though. He does get a kill with a second lift. That's cool. Oh, Glaives. So Classic's going to go Gold Base and Glaive Adept. So he's going to go kind of like an Immortal Glaive Adept Phoenix sort of comp. I mean, it's just the 2 Phoenix, right? So it's mostly Immortal Glaive Adept. He's up to 6 Immortals now against just the 5 of Showtime. Showtime's like, oh, I don't need more Immortals than that. Surely that's enough. I think he's just a bit too far behind now, though, because the Phoenix is still a problem. The Immortal count's looking great. And once you get a bunch of Glaive Adepts, that's very powerful. Oh, the Stalkers blink down for the Prism. Oh, they get wrecked, though. Really bad move for Showtime. Tries to catch out the Prism, doesn't realize the whole army's right behind it. And he ends up pouncing into a pit filled with Vipers, lined with sharp stakes, which also have poison on them. And also there's like toxic fungus growing in there as well. Just in case he somehow survives, he will get killed by the infection of the wound. Nice game 2 for Classic. All right, tied up 1-1. Classic with the proxy robo, nice and decisive. Catches Mr. Showtime, trying to move out with a cheeky double Immortal drop. If he didn't shove up the ramp and he was just kind of sieging Showtime's ramp, picking off gateways, and then 2 Immortals arrived in Classic space, he would have been in huge trouble, right? And it did go for the proxy first of all, but shoving up the ramp and the way the map worked on Sandworm in that last map is it kind of worked against Showtime, because that single force field between the Nexus and the pylon powering his wall off, he just couldn't rotate to the side where the Immortals dropped, and that was really brutal. So turns out on that map you can't really send the Prism across. If you do, you need to already have your units pre-split to both sides of the gateway, throw the force field at the bottom of the ramp, but then probably even pull some probes to deal with those Immortals that drop on the high ground. We're just talking about the classic British wildlife, the lion. People talking about combat wombats. Wombats are pretty cool. Yeah, they are a cool animal. Australia, we have the emu and the kangaroo on our coat of arms. I was letting everyone know. Oh, that's interesting, guys. So check this out. Sorry, I'm going back to my observing already because it's the only way I know how to cast. We've got Showtime over there. And then... Oh, I just realized I think I need to put the logos pack in game as well. I think that's one piece of production I forgot. I think they have a logos pack where we have like some logos on the map as well that I need to mix in, but I'll double check. Bit of a hodgepodge production today. So Classic, like I said, he's fake proxying by just hiding this pylon behind there. And he's built a shield battery in the wall to trap Showtime's probe inside. So this is going to egg Showtime into like going robo, playing 3-gate robo defensively, and then you just expand as Classic. And like, you kind of rely on Showtime being a bit more defensive as a player to get ahead here. Yeah, 2 sentries. He's going to go Nexus. Yeah, this is exactly the plan. Very smart plan. It's a really good plan because it's just not something that you ever really can guess this is happening and then rely on it. But it's just I'm just going to get a bit further ahead the longer the game goes. And yet Showtime seems to read it. He's going for his own Nexus. He's playing just Stalker Sentry expand here. Stalker Sentry doing pretty well against those Adepts, but doesn't get any real damage. They do cancel. Twilight goes down for both sides. Classic's a little ahead. Showtime, of course, with slightly earlier scouting. Because Classic sees a Nexus, he doesn't feel the need to spend any energy hallucinating just yet. I'm sure he'll just go for it when his sentries naturally get to 75 energy in about 6-7 seconds. Oh, sentries coming forward to save the Adepts. Hallucination will move out. In Europe, koalas are deemed cute. People just ignore how vicious and stinky they are in general. I mean, they're pretty nice. I mean, they're okay. They're just like a slow, drunk, weird... They're like an Australian sloth, right? You know? It just kind of... It's slow. It just climbs around trees. It only survives because it's ignored by most other creatures, you know? It's a weird animal. It truly is just the stoner of the animal world. Alright. Blink for both sides. Looks like we're going to have a very straight up macro game. Force fields come down, but it looks like they weren't able to trap anything there. So that's actually really good for Showtime. Sorry, I should have caught that one. Dude, look at how far out zoomed Funker's camera is. I didn't even know you could zoom out this far, guys. I think this is part of the mod we're on, where you get an extra layer of zoom out. Hey. Oh yeah, look at that! Wow, so it's like Age of Empires levels of zoom. Oh, that's very cool. I don't even know how to use this level of zoom. This must be particular to this this mod. Very cool. So I've just locked onto Funker's camera, guys, so I'm not having to observe right now. And cool to see the French guys using essentially 3 different zoom levels. The regular gameplay mode, the Control-Z zoom out, and then there's another layer beyond that, which I'm not sure how to activate. Hallucinated Phoenix sees the push coming. Classic, gonna get ambushed. Oh, he does pull back. He had Blink ready, so I guess it wasn't that risky. He's trying to send the Adepts in at the same time. Both sides are going for a third base right now. Can these Adepts find the damage? 2 Stalkers and the probe pool should be able to deflect it, but not without significant losses. 4 probes already down. Great move for Classic. 5, and he even gets a number 6. Wow, really good damage. 2 Adepts for 6 probes, super worth. Obviously, probes are incredibly valuable for how weak they are. It's not like the Adepts are cheap either, but thing is, probes do get value over time. Adepts do not. Forge on the way for both sides. A few more gateways, so it's going to be going up to 4 gateways. 5 gateways even for Classic. Showtime going to 4. This is almost identical. I think the only real difference in this game is just that Robo is actively building, you know, observers number 2 for Classic, only 1 for Showtime. +1 starts an identical moment. These guys are very similar players stylistically. I know a lot of PvP players, after playing many, many years, about 5-6 years of, maybe 7 years of one-base wars, they got really sick of it, and a lot of them wanted to see this sort of game every game in PvP. I'm kind of torn about it, because like I don't mind the occasional 3-base Blink war, but it definitely can get a bit samey when you see a whole series of games like this. I think this is ideal, where you've got some cheesy one-base wars, lots of like proxies and tech choices and things, and then you have some games mixed in that are a bit more like this. I like this being mixed in there. And look at that, Showtime's actually the one to go for Glaives this time. Ooh, okay. So he's going to commit more aggressively whilst Classic drops a 4th base. And he's going Archons. Archons so good against Glaive Adepts, guys. I think the fact that he's already going Archons is amazing, but he's only on 4 gases. If Classic went 6 gas instead of the 4th Nexus, built a few more probes, 5-6 more probes, and just started making Archons and getting a good number, it would be amazing, because then the Adepts can't shade on top without getting smashed by the Archon bonus to biological, their splash damage. As it is, it's going to be kind of tough. You know, it's natural to go into more heavier charge lot from here. Charge lot's not going to be very effective against Glaive Adepts. That being said, charge... Oh, it has finished, and the Zealots are being made right now. Hello. Oh, good force field. Catches 2 Zealots already. Good start for Showtime. Showtime, he's got his Prism coming out. He's got gateways number 9 and 10 coming in. You don't have to go for an all-in. We used to always think of Glaive Adepts as an all-in. You can just posture up, go to cancel maybe the 4th base, take your own 4th behind it, add your own charge, your own Archons or Disruptors. Disruptor's still very powerful in this matchup, remember. It's against Terran and Zerg, where they're more heavily nerfed. +2 attack on the way for Classic. Showtime, though, is cutting his economy, but he's got to watch out because his third base under assault. Big Shade coming in over there. Let's go take a look. Oh, it's Zealots, in fact, not even a Shade. You're going to warp in some Adepts to stop it. Good Force Fields over here, but the Archons are going to come out. And the Force Fields as well, trapping those Adepts. They're a bit clumped up. The Archons doing really, really good. Look at that damage from those Archons, but they're exposed up front. Nice Warp Prism save on the Archons. Classic fighting really well, but Showtime's got a bit of a concave. Does take out the enemy Observer as well. His Immortal's doing good damage. The Immortal of both sides goes down. One Immortal left here, and it looks like Classic does end up losing his second Immortal first. The second Immortal for Showtime, though, it's going to go down now as well. An incredibly close fight. The Prism does get sniped, as does the Archon, but Showtime way down on the Stalker count. And once you lose those Stalkers, the Adepts cannot go toe-to-toe with these units. He did lose a few probes to the Zealots, but not too many since he reacted so quickly. Adept shading in, though, could turn the tail end of this fight into an advantage for Showtime, even though he's not continued upgrades. He was kind of treating this like a relatively committed attack, in that he wasn't going for more upgrades and the like. And those Adepts at the tail end of that. The 6 probes looked good, but then all the Adepts just disappeared, didn't they? Zealot goes down, 4 probes building at a time for Classic. Remember, he's got that 4th base up during all this. Showtime's been on 3. Hasn't really made a difference yet, but the fact that it's 400 minerals of value just sitting there, it's going to help as that main is now half mined out. The natural will half mine out shortly. That Stalker warping in for Showtime. Showtime's not building any more upgrades. The Immortal Archon Zealot with +2 is a much oomfier army. It's an army that really does pack a bit more of a punch. So I think now you've got 4 bases, you've got +2. As Classic, you could just chill. But it looks like he has faith in +2, you know. He's like, I got +2, these Archons are going to do 43 damage a shot to the Adepts and Zealots. And it's a mostly Stalker force for Showtime that's going to have to try and deal with this. Does catch one of Classic Stalkers. Every little bit adds up. And Stalkers can out-micro this army, right? Just keep blinking back, picking off units. He's just going to be careful. If he blinks forward to snipe an Immortal, the Zealot Archon's going to ruin him. Okay. Oh, the Prism's starting to get focused there. Good micro for Showtime so far. Classic not quite finding the juicy Warp Prism in the back. He got it low, though. He did get it very, very low. It's coming back towards the front to warp in more units. Adepts this time around to help deal with those Zealots. 4 more pros being built by Classic. Showtime still relatively all in. I think Classic realizes he's just got to buy time here. He's got a good Stalker complement. 17 Stalkers, I think, is a good number to skirmish with the opponent without just being overly committed. And he could just keep building Immortals. Also, if he could send his Zealots as more of a backstab, they could trade very well. Stalkers for Showtime, microing really well along with those Adepts. Does lose 1 Stalker, though. High ground advantage for Classic. Just the fact that the Prism was a bit further back, right? Showtime doesn't have full high ground vision until he gets to the midpoint of the ramp, and that's being utilized by Classic to get some first volleys off. The Adepts are going to dive forward. Showtime wants to shade on top. The Adepts do clump up a lot on that left side. The Archons blitz them. 1 Archon does go down. Stalkers blink forward. That Immortal does go down. Both Immortals go down. More Stalkers coming in for Showtime. He's completely committed here. He's going completely all in. The Archons, the Stalkers, and the Zealots all taking really big damage. Dude, this is absolutely wild. The Immortals going down as well. Showtime making this so close. I think with the battery energy recharge, maybe Classic can just barely hold. It's the numbers. I mean, obviously the supply is so good for Classic, but it's just the fact that Showtime's got a big army here that I'm still kind of worried for Classic. It's so close. 20 worker advantage is really nice. Does it mean anything? Of course, in the midst of this, guys, he sent a Zealot attack in, I believe, killed some probes, which is cute. Classic knows that Showtime's on a timer. He knows he's got an upgrade advantage, but I think Showtime might have been microing the fight a little bit better. Just some of the subtle things going on, not to mention the Stalkers focus firing really well as blinking back here. He's going to go left and maybe shade 2 Adepts in that right side, which is a good call. 8 more Adepts warping in to deal with the enemy Zealots. He's going to go for more of a frontal push. Stalkers blink to the right side. That means it's on cooldown right now. Stalker skirmish. Adepts thinking about going forwards. Showtime's going to shade left. Put a bit of pressure on Classic here. And you can let the shade finish and then, you know, blink away maybe. Oh, he does shade just 2 Adepts over there, but they accidentally get microed back into his army. Ah, oh, it's unfortunate. And look at that. Classic. He's had a few rounds of extra production now because he's got so much more money. Gets in there, starts doing big damage. The Adepts do get in and do some probe damage, but Classic realizes, does a Stalker warp in, And if he can just take care of these last Stalkers, he'll be able to overwhelm those Adepts in front he's ignoring because they don't do a lot of damage. They just kind of buffer. And that is going to be that. Showtime not quite able to win this game. Really close to the Adept timing. But I think the early Archon production and then the Prism picking them up, ferrying them to the back of his army was just so well done by Mr. Classic. Showtime has to tap out. Classic has the lead 2-1. Alright guys, Classic at the bottom right side of the map. Very basic opening for him. Very chill. Just 2-gate expand, double gas, no scout. Showtime, on the other hand, has scouted immediately out here, both for enemy proxies, but also to build his own pylon to make out like he's proxying. Which is good for scaring your opponent if they probe scout. But Classic's not probe scouted, so it's double Stalker for Showtime. And Classic is playing a very safe Sentry Stalker opening. It'll be an early Hallucination Scout for him. So I think Classic's just playing very generic here. I think he's kind of going to go, yeah, I don't think Showtime will 3-gate Robo Proxy all in. And he's going to get away with a super greedy expand after just 2 gateway units, which is so early. I don't even know if he saw the Nexus. He does. Okay, Showtime sees the Nexus, starts his own one there. And his 2 Stalkers could come forward and potentially have a little pressure. Hallucinated Phoenix is going to go down around the right side. And more sentries and Stalkers for both sides. Showtime, is he going to try and squeeze his Twilight in before a 4th gateway unit? Holy greed, Batman. This is a little dangerous. I mean, it's fine because you both expanded, but you don't want to do too much skipping of unit production. Because every unit you skip, like sometimes the guy who does a fast expand just walks across with 8 units and just kills you if you're only on 4 gateway units. Like, every unit is pretty important for Protoss. That shield battery got cancelled there. The Stalkers will back away as Classic chases him. Oh, turning the fight. Bad move for Showtime. Unnecessary. Could have got out of there. But ends up giving away a Stalker. So Twilight Council goes down for Classic just a little bit later. Isn't it 2-1 to Classic? Sorry, I accidentally flipped the scoreboard. We always have the bottom player at the bottom and Showtime at the top. But when I was zooming out, I hit the wrong button. Thanks for that. Who was that? Houdini! Thank you, Houdini, for catching that. Yeah, the zoom button is next to the scoreboard flip button. Showtime looked really good in game 1. I think game 2 just was not ready for the brutality of that force field. And I kind of like that the Classic's just chilling now, because it feels like your opponent's on match point. He's going to be a bit more nervous. I think a good build here for Classic would be skip Robo. And either go for Dark Templar or just ignore the threat of Dark Templar, because you're playing Showtime. He's never going to play Dark Templar, you know? And then just go heavier Stalkers, faster third, earlier upgrades. Unfortunately, Classic's not going to do that. He's going to go Robo. He's just going to play a bit more typical. I say unfortunately because we don't get to see the thing play out that I was theory crafting. Obviously, it's a completely sound way of playing. And actually, it looks like it's Showtime who's skipping the Robo so far. He pulled a guy off gas and then changed his mind, put it back on gas. Like, he was going to build a building here. And he's like, you know what? I'm just going to rush a third base. Cool. Very, very fast third. Hope everyone's been having a great time recently. Yeah, we been having all sorts of adventures. Driving up around the Scottish Highlands, the peak of our trip so far. As yeah, Showtime skips the Robo, goes fast third, but he also goes for his own proxy there. Oh, he runs in, goes for the sentry, doesn't get it. Oh, he goes way too deep. Oh, no. Oh, man, I think he had a slightly earlier blink, but blink's now done for Classic as well. Dude, Classic, that sentry just absolutely masterfully baited him right there. Ooh. Oh, gross. 7 for 3. Units lost. Oh my gosh, 1 Stalker, 1 sentry for 5 Stalkers and a sentry. Showtime just got schooled. He should have disengaged earlier. He went way too deep. Like, it already sucked that he didn't get the sentry once the sentry got out of range, but the fact that he then let his Stalkers chase it, that was very bad. So it was kind of like, this isn't going the way you want, and that's a bad start to this push. But then he kept committing into the bad situation. I think made it a lot worse. If you just lose a Stalker or something, you don't get any kills, it's fine. But now he gives away another Stalker, and you can tell Showtime He's not great at playing from behind. That's one of the weaknesses of being a really good solid defensive macro player is you're always trying to build leads. Always trying to get ahead. Always trying to get ahead. I don't know if he has any of those, like, Hail Mary punches really prepared. I mean, he's a good defender. Maybe Classic overcommits into him, but look, Classic's not really doing that. 5 more gateways, 3 probes, plus 1 attack. Like, Classic's building a very nice setup. I wouldn't be surprised to see him go take a 4th base sometime soon. Looks like he sniped a Stalker there. Ooh, good counter force fields for Showtime, though. I think that was a better trade for Showtime, getting 1 back. Units lost up. 550 in favor of Classic, but that is a smaller gap than it was previously. Robo coming in, Immortals as well. Does Classic know about that gateway? I think that pylon might barely see the edge of the gateway. Showtime, if he could just run in, blink in, snipe the Nexus, run away. That'd be a really good move. He can't stand and fight, I don't think. Maybe? Or maybe he can. He's got a good concave. Okay. Guardian Shield. Zealots coming in as well, though. Oh, he blinks forward for the Immortal. I don't know about that move. There's Zealots coming in. Good stutter step backwards, but I think that was going a bit too deep. Maybe he didn't realize the Zealots were coming in from behind. So it ended up being a really bad time to actually blink forward. Getting rid of the high-powered Immortal is great, but the Zealots, normally you need to get away from them because their stats are way better than the Stalkers. You got to use their range, their maneuverability to pick away at them. Pig, you'll notice in the Scottish Highlands they call it passing places on the roads. Yes, yes they do. Wait, what's the pun here? Pissing place? Did you piss in one of those? I mean, some people do definitely get out of their car to piss at those spots. You're not meant to stop there though. You're meant to just let the other car past. Yeah, we had lots of good adventures. It was especially fun. Oh, Stalker's blinking away. Oh, Showtime just lost 2, 3 for 1. Oh man, 4 for 2. This is not good Stalker trading for Showtime. And now Classic's up like 30 supply. Dude, he's hunting him down. He will not be stopped. Dude, very good play for Classic today. I thought after that first game, hey, this is going to be a 3-2. Classic will probably win, but be really close. But feels like Classic's just taken over the series since that moment. What's he got in there? Looks like he did a little Zealot run by. Got 6 probes. Showtime taps out. He knows he's too far behind. And Classic goes to the upper bracket semifinals.